And when you see people bullying you and saying, yo, we don't like the fact that you're more Christian, or we don't like the fact that you're holding people accountable and you should be fired from it. That's the part that's messed up about society, is that people are willing to bully you and take your ability to even be able to feed your family because they don't like what you stand for. And that's messed up. That's the messed up part about it. That's what I believe.
Yeah. Anybody else want to comment on it?
No, I agree with majority of what everyone's saying. I think that it just, like Anton just said, I mean, it really just shows the pulse of the culture, and, you know, seeing how someone could just say something really simple as, yes, congratulations, you're, you know, graduating. However, I like the idea of, I'll be honest with you, as someone just working, like, I 100% agree. It doesn't offend me that a man is saying, hey, you know, I'm willing to provide and take care of you. With the economy the way it is, I feel like people need to start just paying it. Like, that's harder for men to do nowadays. You know, we need to get back to the time where like one good single income household could take care of a family. But ultimately, like I said, I agree. I don't see why people were upset.
And this drive home the bigger point that women don't know what they want. Like, women are up in arms that he said this, and also y'all want a nigga to pay for everything. Like, you can't have it both ways. Like, I want to stay home, you should pay for everything. Oh, let me work. What the fuck y'all want?
I think that people are probably mad about it because they actually agree with it, but it goes against the way that they're probably moving. Like, a lot of the things that people get upset, especially when a man says it, especially when it's women getting upset. If you dig deep, they're hitting some spots. They're hitting some truth spots. Quite honestly, I'm thankful that he said it, because I know for me, it was hard for me to appreciate being a homemaker because of how I was raised and the culture I was brought up in, and the way that I was taught to, like, want to achieve and want to, you know, go be this career woman. It was really, I probably went through a bit of a depressive state, actually, because even my college, like, they celebrate people who are achieving in their career. They have the 40 under 40. They have all these different things. And I'm like, I'm home raising 4 kids. Like, I'll never get on the 40 under 40 because I chose to stop that career path and take care of my kids. So am I less than? You know, it wasn't until I started to get into Facebook groups with other stay-at-home moms, other homeschooling moms, listening to men, helped to kind of remind me that this is the role that I should be in, for me to start being like, okay, so if I would have heard him, if I'd heard him graduating, I probably would have bucked against him. But hearing it now, I'm like, I'm glad that he had the strength and the courage to say it.
Yeah.
I would venture to say, like, most women, if they had a dude who could take care of everything, they don't have to think, you just be a mom and they can just sit in it. They don't want to work. They stay at home and chill.
I agree.
Yeah, that's literally my life. That's literally my life, because I was
have like a little knitting group or something.
I was in a situation where wifey was working, and I just told her, we're about to have a kid. I said, as soon as this kid comes, take your mat leave and you ain't going back.
Anton, that girl is funny.
I didn't say nothing.
We can all tell you got something in your mind. Say it.
For the majority,
I want everybody to have an opportunity to speak. I'm listening to everybody.
For the majority of the women on the panel, do you want to work? Like, it's a want?
No.
I want to work right now, but when I have kids, I think I'll.
But that makes sense. That makes sense.
And I don't even think, I think that we want to be useful. Like, we to Anton's point.
If you're married, you're useful.
He did say that we were a tool. He said we're a tool for destruction or evil. I disagree with that. But I think that women want to be used. Like, they want to be a part of the picture. They want to be resourceful. They want to be adding to it. But because it's like black or white. It's I'm home or I work. That probably makes it difficult.
So
There's a middle.
for me, I'll end up
I'm
being
breaking
that hybrid wife household because I'm in school to be a doctor. So I'm a chemistry major, applying to medical schools this year. So that I'll kind of be the hybrid of working and being a wife. Is yeah.
Listen, when y'all tell these women, hey, listen, baby, you're never going to work again. When y'all say this, and I'm talking to all of the people that's watching this, all right, be careful. Be careful. You got to keep that shit up. Like, don't start no shit that you're not built for. Because look, you talking about a lifetime. Talking about for a long time. And so a lot of y'all signing up for something that you're going to get resentful about a little bit later. And so I think that y'all need to properly plan and think about what you're saying before you say it, right? And I'm not saying that it's wrong. I'm not saying that it's right. Everybody got a different way that they manage in a relationship and a marriages. But what I am saying is it sounds good. But are you really built for that? And are you really prepared to be in a position to carry that load for the rest of your life? And if you're not, then don't say that you are. Because there's levels to this shit and you can evolve into it. And let me also say that it doesn't mean that she's not supposed to work for the rest of her life, because purpose and value is also contributing into the family. And so it may be for a time. It may be that she don't need to work while you have small kids, but then she may want to work, or you may need her to work once the kids start going back to school full time. It depends on a situation, and it depends on what the vision is that y'all have for y'all family. You know what I'm saying? That you set as a standard, and then you get feedback. So don't just be, because you might be regretting that shit.
I want my joint working.
I think, but who said that? I mean, that's the first word of the stream. And we've been here for 2 hours.
Like that. I like that introduction into the stream.
Being a homemaker is work.
I ain't playing with that. My kids 22 and 16. They don't need you at home.
There you go.
Most households need 2 incomes though, so. But I don't know. If the Chiefs got rid of him, that would be so ridiculous because he's a great kicker. So you know how the football industry is and stuff like that. What's funny is that I don't think that people understood. Like he spoke when he talked about vocation, his faith. That's how they are. And it's like if he had stood up and said there are like 74 different genders, women don't need a man in the home. You can't have their right. You have the right to abort your baby. They'd be cheering him on because that's what women want to agree with. But if he took a knee like and spoke about white supremacy like Cap, they'd be applauding him. But he spoke about his faith. So I don't know why. I don't understand why he's back.
Let me add some more context into this. All right. Let's say, for example, you tell a woman, hey, I don't want you to work, right? Now you've basically made her interdependent on you. So in that instance, you've basically taken her off the market, right? Financially, taking her off the market financially, which means that if it don't work out, you have an obligation to make sure that she's taken care of, which then falls back into why even put her in a position where you would get a divorce, because now you got to take care of something that you no longer have access to. So it's a whole thing that comes along with that, and saying that, hey, listen, because my chick already, she will never, ever have to work ever, right? She will never need to go out to source income in order to be able to be taken care of. Let's put it like that. That's a better way to put it. But my point is that because she works for me, or because she sacrificed everything because she believed in what it is that we doing together, then that basically puts her in a position or that puts me in a position that I have a bigger burden to carry. And I think that part of the conversation that we don't have also is, I know that a lot of guys say that they don't want their chick to work, but are you really built for that? Because listen, we got a lot of, I hate to do this, but I got to be an equal accountability partner. We got a lot of guys out here that's they soft. And it may take 2 incomes. And so you might have to get 2 jobs. You built for that shit? You built to work 2 jobs for the next 5 years?
No.
You know what I'm saying? You built to carry that burden. You built to carry that load. You willing to go to school part-time, have a part-time job, and have a full-time job? Are you built for that shit? Because your kids need that.
No.
And you don't want your kids having to take out student loans, or you got to put your family before yourself, and you got to make sure that everybody is taking it. Like, we all think about this idealistic, traditional thing, but when we start to deep dive into it, it sounds good on the surface. But then when it starts to list the requirements of what it takes in order to do that, are you built for that shit? You know what I'm saying? And so it's a much bigger conversation. Everybody don't want to be poor also and say, okay, well, listen, 50,000 is enough. It's not inflation. It's not enough.